Right, so now, let me show you about the language, because very straightforward, very simple. You decide on the website which is relevant level for your student, each and every individual child in the children's home. You get the appropriate book, they get their student book, you get your teacher manual, which tells you day one, this is the lesson, there's all the teacher instructions. Presuming you haven't actually been educated as a teacher, this is like for a mom who feels very insecure about teaching because she's forgotten all her grammar. And it's the parents who wrote it presume that the parent who's teaching doesn't understand what they're doing. So it's written in that way, which is very friendly and helpful. And then the student book. The student just progressively works through their book. Page by page, some students will do 3 pages a day, some will do half a page, some won't be able to do any at all. It might be too difficult, so then you get the level before. As a children's school, children's home, all you need is one of those. Okay? And then you get one of these for each individual child. All you need is one set of these for your children's home library. But now you've got four 14-year-olds, or 4 not 14-year-olds, let's not say that, 4 at this reading level. One's going to be 12, one's going to be 16, one's going to be 14, but they're all at this reading level. So now you've got a problem, because now no, you don't. I was going to finish the sentence, because now they're all going to be reading at the same book. So what you do is the one reads this one, the other one reads this one, and then people panic and go, oh, but the book study is for this book at the beginning of the book, and they haven't read it yet. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be done in the order from page 1 to the end. You just do it. That's now only if you're running into this problem I'm suggesting, so that you don't have to buy a whole lot of sets of books. Right. So you got it. It's simple. Yes. Once you finish purple, you move on to the next book, which I think is tan. Yeah. And this is the younger level, as you can see, younger level readers. And you finish that. Now it's going to take Vernon a year to do this, or it's going to take him 18 months, or it's going to take him 6 months. Does it matter? No. Does he write a test at the end, or an exam to see that he got his grade? No. At the end of the book, he has now accomplished all the lessons that are in here, and he moves up to a higher level of learning. Simple as that. If it takes 18 months, if it takes 2 years, it might take 2 years because he's lazy. And he can actually do better. And then you've got to show him, do you know what, Vernon, there's still 10 and this to go. Do you want to get to this level of being able to communicate with people, to be able to write a good letter? Because if you do, you're going to be 25 by the time you're done with this. So let's get a move on. And encourage him and be his cheerleader to help him to move on and see the bigger picture. Not just you've got to finish this book because it's nearly the end of the year. Don't put these into years, starting in January and finishing, and let it take the time it needs to take with each individual child. And if they're lagging because of laziness, then you encourage them. But if they've got difficulties, you let them go this pace that they need to go. That's it. Is this enough language as far as an education is concerned? I would think so, considering it's Gold Award winning, considering it's grammar, spelling, poetry, research paper. They've encompassed everything into one program. So you don't have to run around and look for a poetry program and look for a writing program and look for... See, it's all here. That would be enough, sufficient. You don't need anything more than that. However, we do have aids, something to help, because now this child is having a real problem with the spelling, and you are really battling to get this right. So you don't have time because you've got a lot of children in the children's home, and you don't know how to attend to this particular issue. So you get excellence in spelling. These discs, they're on audio level A, starting right from the beginning. There's cards that go with it, and they put a CD in and they listen to it, and they reads the word to them. Brain, B-R-A-I-N, brain. B-R-A-I-N. We use our brain to spell. Brain. And it goes over and over and over. And they get that drilled. And the guy who wrote it, there's a disc here telling you all about that, who wrote this program, that the letters have to go into a sequential order, repeated over and over. Now, children's home parents, whoever you are, it's very difficult to find the time to sit and do that yourself with each individual different level of where they're at. Hence, excellence in spelling. This one does levels A, B, and C. All 3 levels, so otherwise you can buy an individual levels, more expensive that way. So a children's home should buy 1 set, look after it carefully. Vernon's got a problem with the spelling, and you take He knows that between this time and this time, he can go to the little spelling desk, plug the thing in, and listen to the spelling and do a spelling. Next child, your turn, your slot, your time. One spelling kit for the whole children's home. You just got to manage it and organize it right. Other children's home, get a spelling kit for each child. And that's their responsibility. They've got to listen to it. They've got to do it in their own time. It all depends on where the sponsorship funds, whether it's affordable and all the rest of it. So either way, you can make it work. But that there eliminates your spelling concerns. You don't have to, as teacher or teacher, worry about the fact that their spelling is so atrocious that you can't actually decipher what they've written. It gets fixed here. Literally, dyslexia, as far as I know, there's not like a cure for dyslexia, but our daughter is severely dyslexic. I mean, she did this systematically. She just suddenly found the words were coming out correctly. The moment she stopped doing it, the words just came out any old way. So it was, to her, it was the consistency of it that made the difference, but it didn't cure it. Okay, she didn't stop being dyslexic. It was just an aid to help. All right, so that's a support. This here, your excellence in writing. Now, you get parent kits for the student, and then you get something else which is more significant for the children's home, seeing as that's what we're here for today. It's this. Now, you teachers would sit and go through this. Once you've gone through this course, you are going to be equipped to teach your children in whatever they're doing when it comes to writing or communication. When you're going to put on a drama, when they're going to write a story, when Latil asks them to write a poem, and they just hit a block, and you can't encourage, they don't seem to be able to get over their fear of poetry or whatever it is. This here makes you passionate. It gives you the tools to help your children to achieve on a writing and communication level. It literally makes them fly. Right? We have a son who, when I said to him, please write about the story about when we went to the beach, he writes, we went to the beach, we had fun. Full stop. Okay? Ask our daughter, please write about our weekend. So let's just, because I'm now as mom trying to see, well, it was early in the morning and the sun was just peeping up through the trees and write, dyslexic. So, you can hardly read what she's writing, right? And she wrote pages and pages and pages. We haven't even got in the car yet to go to the beach, okay? And we've got reams of writing from her. So I had to now try and teach her to take this and consolidate it and make it more concise and readable. and our son, to get him to go beyond a 5-word sentence. It was very tough to get him to go beyond 5. He didn't see the point. And he also thought, well, we've had the fun, why do I have to write about it? He had a whole different thinking about it, okay? And he also said, I don't know how to put all my thoughts in my head anyway down onto the page, and it's what for? So he didn't enjoy the process. We did excellence in writing with him. He started doing the reams of writing because the man who teaches it is so passionate about it, and he gets the individual to have the tools they need. It's like giving an artist their paintbrush and the palette and the paint and the master coming along and doing the painting and getting them inspired. Here's your brush, here's your paint. Look, this is what you do. You just put the blue on here. That's the difference. That's the difference with this. It's on DVD. It's very inspiring and motivating to actually get the results that you may be struggling at the moment to get. Okay, so this is what I would suggest at children's home. Apply what the teachers get from that, and you don't need the individual actual level A, B, C for the children themselves. However, you might do this and decide, right, let's peg for the middle and get level B, and then that is now talking to the children. So now instead of teacher trying to pass it all on, come children, all of you, we're going to go and do some excellence in writing, pop the disc in, they all sit and watch it, and then everybody goes off and you apply that the exercise from that at whatever level. The 8-year-old's going to write a paragraph, and the 16-year-old's maybe going to write a couple of pages on whatever it was that exercise. You see, one level for all the children. Okay. Basically, that takes care of language. Well, hang on. I just spotted this. Poetry. If you want to get very excited about poetry and have a lot of fun with it, it's all on disc. Put the disc in. Poetry memorization just for fun and developing language skills. So it's another add-on nice to have. Investment, buy it once for the children's home, got poetry for for life. Okay. Right here.